Hi boys and girls, it's Mrs. Taylor and I wanted to pop in today and say hello to you all and see how you're doing. Hope you had a great weekend. It was beautiful weather and got a little warm. I know we're supposed to get a little cooler the next couple of days and maybe even some rain, but just wanted you to know I was thinking about you and I've been praying for you and just so proud of you and the great job you're doing with LMS and your quizzes and your work. I can just really tell that you're doing your best, and I miss you. I have tears sometimes when I read your discussion question answers or even just grading some of your quizzes, kind of picturing you there at your computer doing your work, just being brave and doing this all together. And so thankful for your parents too. I know you couldn't do it without them, and I appreciate them working together. And so we're going to keep doing this. This is our third week of online school. And fortunately, next week is spring break, so everybody gets a break. That'll be really nice. And hopefully we can get back together soon in the classroom. And thinking of that, I wanted to share with you a book that I'm going to start reading. At this time of year, I love reading some of the books leading up to Easter. It's just one of the best holidays for sure as Christians, as we rejoice in the death and burial and resurrection of Jesus Christ, and be sharing some things about that. The story I'm going to start today, I'm not going to finish it during this video session because it's a little bit of a longer book. It's not particularly about Jesus' death and resurrection, but it's a sweet Easter story that really just has a nice lesson and some good character, and I actually love the pictures. It's sweet. It's called The Country Bunny and the Little Gold Shoes. So I'm going to start it with you right now and then continue it over the next couple of days. I'm just going to read it and then I'll show you the pictures because it has a lot of words. It says, "We hear of the Easter Bunny who comes each Easter day before sunrise to bring eggs for boys and girls. So we think there's only one, but this is not so. There are really 5 Easter bunnies, and they must be the 5 kindest and swiftest and wisest bunnies in the whole wide world. Because between sunset on Easter Eve and dawn on Easter morning, they do more work than most rabbits do in a whole year. When one of the Easter bunnies grows old and can no longer run fast, the old, wise, and kind grandfather bunny, who lives at the palace of Easter eggs, calls the bunnies together from the whole world to select the very best one to take his place. Often a mother bunny says to her child, 'Now if you learn to be wise and kind and swift, someday you may grow up to be one of the Easter bunnies.' And all of the babies try their very best so that they can grow up and go to work for the grandfather bunny at the palace of Easter eggs. One day, a little country girl bunny with a brown skin and a little cotton ball of a tail said, 'Someday I shall grow up to be an Easter bunny. You wait and see.'" That's really the main picture for this page. Then all of the big white bunnies who lived in fine houses and the jackrabbits with long legs who can run so fast laughed at the little cottontail and told her to go back to the country and eat a carrot. But she said, "Wait and see." The little cottontail grew up to be a young lady cottontail, and by she had a husband. And then one day, much to her surprise, there was 21 cottontail babies to take care of. Then the big white rabbits and the jacks with long legs laughed, and they said, "What did we tell you? Only a country rabbit would go and have all those babies. Now take care of them and leave Easter eggs to great big men bunnies like us." And they went away liking themselves very much. Cottontail stopped thinking about hopping over the world with lovely eggs for little boys and girls, and she took care of her babies. And one day, when her children stopped being babies and were little girl and boy bunnies, she called them to her and said, "Now we are going to have some fun." Look at all those baby bunnies. Cutest thing. Then to two of them she gave little brooms and showed them how to sweep out the cottage. And to 2 she taught how to make beds. 2 more went with her to the kitchen, and in no time at all had found out how to cook a good dinner. And with these went the two little dishwashers, and they made the glasses shine like crystal. Two had little wash tubs full of soap suds, and they washed all the linen. Two did the sewing and the mending. Busy little bunnies helping their mommy. Two who had sweet voices were taught to sing, and two more to dance, and these all amused the others while they worked so that they were happy and thrilled. Two others were soon digging in the garden. To two of them she gave paints and crayons so that they could make pretty pictures for the walk. And when Mother Cottontail had given out all the tasks, she looked around and there was only one little boy bunny left, and he was sad and lonely. Then Mother Cottontail said to him, "You are the most polite of all my children, so I shall make you keeper of my chair, and whenever I come to dinner, you shall seat me politely at the table." Then one day, when the little rabbits were half grown up, she heard a great talk among the woods rabbits. And when she asked what it was about, they said, "Haven't you heard? One of the 5 Easter bunnies has grown too slow, and we are all going to the Palace of Easter Eggs to see old grandfather pick out a new one to take his place." So she called her little cottontails, and they all set off to the palace to see the fun. But their mother was sad because she thought that now she was nothing but an old mother bunny and could only look on, and that a big, handsome white rabbit or long-legged Jack would be chosen. When they came to the Palace of Easter Eggs, there were bunnies everywhere on the great lawn, and the ones that hoped to be the next Easter bunny stood together, and all the others looked at them and clapped their paws. Then the big front door opened. An old, wise, and kind grandfather came hopping slowly out, and he told the biggest and those with the longest legs to show what they could do. They jumped and ran and showed him their pretty white fur, and they were all very fast and very clever. And that's where we're going to stop for today, boys and girls. So hang on and hold on and tune in next time. I'm going to try to do another one tomorrow, and we'll go on from there. And I hope your appetite has been whetted to find out how this story turns out. Anyways, I hope you're doing great. Once again, boys and girls, I love you, and we'll stay in touch.